Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And it's a Wednesday night for the Wealthy Wednesday Night live stream. I'm sorry I'm late because I'm 30 minutes late, but familiar matters more than anything. So I'm still here. Thank you for joining us if you decide to come late. And welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday Night live stream because we got to talk about it. Wealth volatility equals wealth building. Don't get left out. This is going to be your last time. We've had the countdown for 3 years. December 31st, 2026 ends the countdown where you have to get building your wealth. There's still time. Volatility is your friend. And welcome. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right. Welcome again, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you so much for being here. Please share the videos because you never know who's out here looking for the information. And you never know who's not looking for the information and they can get a little bit of help. Everybody needs help here in America. It does not matter if you make 6 figures or 5 figures. What matters is you're going to have to build wealth, and we have solutions here for you. The first things first, everybody out here in the United States, if you can hear me, tell your friends because maybe you don't need it, but help is here. Findhelp.org. That's where you go. Findhelp.org. You put in your zip code, where you're located, and nonprofits will show up for many, many different things. It could be something as huge as caregiving. It could be medical. It could be healthcare. It could be a bus ticket. It could be subway tickets. It could be a down payment for a house. It could be money for a down payment to rent an apartment. There is all kinds of things there that can help you. Job training. And depending on how close you are to a city, obviously there's going to be more help in a city than in a rural location. So findhelp.org, courtesy of Matthew Lesko, the guy that used to do late night infomercials with grants, government grants, with the suit that had the question marks on it. And if you want to go join the group, Lesko Help, Leskohelp, there's many, many other people, thousands of people that have information for grants within this huge group. And yes, you can pay your way in. I suggest you do the yearly because otherwise the monthly, I think it's used to be $20 per month. And so if it's only $50 or $60 for a year, why would you pay $20 a month? I did show the back office briefly one time. Obviously, I'm in the group. So that's where you can get grants and other information. All right. Findhelp.org starts it off. If you have mental problems, it's there. And along with 211. So you never know what people need help with. Hopefully that gets you started. All right. That's the first keys. The second key, if you are living paycheck to paycheck, you're one of the people that are 8 out of 10. That's right. 80% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck right now during the month. So therefore, it's hard to save. Now, I can't blame you. It's hard out here, right? It's real in the field, making ends meet, families. And you never know when life shoots a curve at you. So, what do? You need to reduce your debt. That is number one priority right now. There is nothing else you should really be thinking about. The reason why I say this, have you been paying attention? If you have not, well, the United States is flat broke. They've been broke for decades. The thing is, every time they print money to buy something, to spend it on something, that means you're inflating the money supply. What most people do not realize is by inflating the money supply, that causes inflation. What also you don't understand is creating more money in the money supply causes inflation by itself. Then you add on top that people are buying treasuries, which you're going to owe, as of today, 4.27% taxpayers. So if they print $100,000, that's $4,200 and $4,270 is going to be owed. Okay? You guys getting this? By taxpayers, you. So you're getting hit twice. So if you actually believe that inflation is only like 2.7% or 3%, I have bridges to sell you anywhere in the world that do not exist. So once you get that out of the way and understand that there is no way costs are going down, debt's going down, because we are on a spending spree. $2 trillion spent by our government. And that means they had to print it out of thin air where people don't buy treasuries, which is even worse. So, if you can't get your debt down and you can't buy assets, you are going to be swarmed over like it's been happening the last 50 years. Just saying. Ever since trickle down theory came along, 1980, good luck the rest of the time because the money trickles up. They do not give you, the ordinary citizens, tax cuts and tax breaks and free money from taxpayers. They're not giving you subsidies. They're not giving you tax cuts and tax breaks for 10 years. They're not letting you go down to the treasury and say, hey, man, can I get a loan for interest only at 2.7% for 15 years? No, you're not getting none of that. Sorry. Just saying. So you can see where some people would have a huge advantage. It appears 80% of the population does not have that huge advantage. So this is why you have to reduce your debt. It's that simple. You can't miss this. I'm on here because I have emails that I'm trying to get up also since I was a little bit late today. And wow, this is different. So without that, I couldn't get in. So it looks like I got a request denied. So we'll have to redo this. Um, we'll see. Here we go. Oh, what's this? Uh-oh. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I got something I need to do real quick. I think. I think we'll see in a second. Because we always have to get on the recalls because that's the other thing. But reducing your debt simply means one thing: you're going to hit up somebody. That's Tracy at Money Ladder. She can help you get your existing debt reduced. All right. And over the course of 1 year, 1.5, 2 years, you will get it restructured where you're paying the same amount, but you owe less or a little bit less. There's a video that when she worked at another company, we did almost 2 years ago. So you guys can go check it out. I'm going to put it in the chat room. So you have no excuse. You can go out here and get what you need. All right. You have no excuse. And you can watch the video so you can understand when she came before. It's similar to that exactly. So again, I'm going to put it in the chat room. Let me make sure that yes, we do have it up. Okay. Just saying. So let's go. All right. What was that? That's not good. Hold on a second. I got to put this in the chat room. Here you go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. It's plain and simple for you. Make it easy for you out here. If you watch this on replay, just make sure if you don't see the chat room open up, the live chat, and so you can get these links, then make sure that you tap on the comment, the very first comment at the top, and then scroll. I believe it's left. It could be right. But when you scroll, then there'll be a message that comes up saying if you want live stream, then you tap again, and then it'll open up the live stream and replay. All right? Because these are valuable, valuable keys to building wealth, especially during this volatility. Can you imagine if all you had was a few $100 and you would have been able to say, okay, I understand what's happening with gold and silver and why the stock market went down for the dip for the day. And then you could have bought back when it dipped and you could have made like 20 to 30% on your money within a few days. All right. That's the volatility, ladies and gentlemen. You should not be missing out on there. And then there's steps that you can take that's further than that. All right. There's lots of steps. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I have something else regarding credit. I love this. In fact, let me go find out what this is, courtesy of Brian P., Mr. Dividend. Let me see who's in the house tonight. Let's go. Brian P., Mr. Dividend. Speak of the good one. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream, where he's the CEO of his life, just like all of us. Oh, yeah. StopStrugglingNow.com. That's where you go get these, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go. Okay. Happy day, Eric. I hope all is well with you and your family. Well, we're trying. Happy day, SSN family. Smash that like button. Give it a one piece. I love that. You know that's right. Hey, a couple of pieces, no matter where you're watching from. If you got a heart, if you got a checkbox, no matter what, if you got a star, make sure you hit that because you never know what we're going to be talking about. But right now, volatility to the end of this year. That's right. When they're trying to make the rich richer, you get to ride along for the coattails. If you don't make 200 and some odd $1,000 or more, then that means you may not have disposable income at the ready. That's why you have to free up some disposable income by reducing your debt. Even when you said, hey, Eric, I can't. I'm already at the place where I can't pay more. That is why I gave you the email in the chat room. So you can get reductions without being penalized. You can potentially pay less, owe less, and free up some money that you can use for investments instead of buying liabilities. It's that simple. You're going to lose if you don't have some sort of asset. What does that mean? The asset means you have to be able to either make money from several different sources continuously, or you have to buy stocks. And I don't recommend bonds, but I have to put them in there because that's an asset. They're going to give you 4.27%. So what can I say? That doesn't defeat inflation, but at least it's not zero. And at least you have it in something instead of an asset that gives you nothing back. So those are the keys right there, how you can actually put yourself in position. And all it takes is just a couple coffees during the week and you keep piling on. That's what you need to do. All right. Now, let's go talk about, since we're talking about debt, why don't we talk about something on finance today, courtesy of, like I said, Mr. Brian P. Credit score rules are changing for mortgages in 2026. Here's the latest. What did I tell you guys? Did I not tell you they were going to do this? Because people are living paycheck to paycheck, and that means people with lower scores, where are they going to get the customers? That means they're going to do what they did in early 2000s, where they reduced what it's going to take to get a loan, because that is derivatives. If I can sell you on average a $500,000 home, the rich guys win because the banks are holding the paper, the finance is holding the paper, the Federal Reserve's holding the paper, the corporations are holding the paper, the mortgage companies are holding the paper. That's paper. Nobody paid $500,000 when they got a loan. They came out with one of these things, a piece of paper, and write 500,000 on there. And guess what? We need to collect 10 of these. That's $5 million that nobody paid, but people put down 10 to 20%. So we'll just use 10%, right? $500,000 is what was paid, but this 10 pieces of paper is worth 5 million. Do you see a problem yet? And by the way, because I'm holding this 10 pieces of paper for 5 million, I got a couple of things to do. Assets under management, that's one option. What do you think about that? Some people would say, well, I don't know what that means. Okay, well, it's very simple. Assets under management means I can go down to another financial institution and say, see here, I have 10 pieces of paper. It's worth $5 million. How much can you give me in a loan? And they could say, how about 1.5? Now, do you understand the power that they have? Even though no money's collected, nobody's paid 1 million. They've only collected 500,000. Nobody's paid $1.5 million, but they're able to get a loan for it, increasing the money supply, by the way, with nothing in return. Now somebody else collects that mortgage note every month, and they have assets under management of $5 million, but maybe they have another rack of money for another $5 million. And now they have $10 million under management. Now they get to go see the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Reserve and their friendly banks, they say, hey, I'm one of you guys, right? They say yes. So now they get to go down to the bank and they get to say, hey, Federal Reserve, do you think I can get a 15-year loan for about $5 million? Interest only? And they say yes. Blowing up debt again, creating inflation right before your unknown eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Do you understand what I'm saying? I can't get any more plainer than that. All right, Brian P. says the news is crazy. Once again, thank you so much for being in the house. All right, Zabak the Midget, welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate seeing you. He says, agreed. Thank you for your support. I'm very happy to see you once again. Hopefully everything's going great. Now, let's get back to these credit score rules are changing for mortgages in 2026. Here's the latest. This is from the Federal Housing Finance Agency. The minimum credit score to buy a house has been clearly defined in recent years. For most borrowers, the hurdle has been a FICO score of 620 for a conventional loan. Really? Okay, that's cute. A conventional loan at 10% down at 620 credit score, that's different. But okay, that requirement is now all but obsolete. Instead, companies that provide capital to the mortgage market are broadening the scope of credit profiles, promising greater credit availability to a wide swath of undeserved borrowers. And I know I said undeserved, but they are saying underserved. I'm saying should not receive loans, is what I'm saying. All right. But they're underserved. That's what they're saying. So can you imagine right now? They're saying a 620 credit score. These people are underserved. You're damn right they're underserved because that means their credit score is generally iffy, not that great. So therefore, they may default. The odds are high. What did I not tell you guys? What did I not tell you? Nothing. I told you everything, didn't I? I told you before we even started this, they're going to go back to the 2004, 2005 model. This is how they create money out of thin air for the rich guys. You need to ride the coattails. You already know what's going to happen. So, what does this mean? This means that you might want to start thinking about the inevitable. You're going to have to say, okay, my credit score's at 620, but how are they going to qualify me when I have a 35 or 40 to 140 debt utilization situation? How are they going to qualify? They're not going to care. They only care about the paper. That's why you're going to qualify. Anybody breathing it was in 2004 and 5. But that's not the point. The point I'm trying to get to off this long-winded conversation that I'm having with you is that home prices will go up. Are you listening? This is February 4th, 2026. Home prices will go up when anybody that's breathing can get a mortgage. So it does not matter, because this is what they are going to try to do. They unfortunately are going to have to do fraudulent activity to bring down the mortgage rates. In other words, disassociate mortgage rates with treasuries and bond rates. That is what's going to have to happen. Kind of like what the rich guys get. Like the banks, they can go down and see the Federal Reserve and say, hey, can I get, a loan? And they say, yes, we'll give it to you for 3.5% kind of thing. Even though mortgages, they would say, I'm sorry, you need a 6% rate. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? How about that? Wouldn't it be so cool if you could be like them? Unfortunately, that's not what's going to happen. But the point I'm trying to make is they could actually do it. So do not be surprised if they do it, because this is the fastest way to make work happen. All of a sudden, people are going down to the model homes. All of a sudden, they're getting loans. All of a sudden, they're saying, oh, no, your loan's not going to be, you could have a 550 credit score. It's not going to be 7.5%. No, no, no. We'll give you a loan. You can just take it at 4%, 4.5. You'll be good. Because they know the one thing that's the most important is the paper. Whether you default or not, they're not going to give a damn after a month or two. Remember, they're going to give you that 60 days, 90 days before your first payment. So that way they have time to shop around your note. You know what I'm saying? Come on, boys and girls. This is getting very bad out here. They have to generate money for the rich guys to keep making money, because soon as your customers do not have money to buy goods and services, or enough of them, you start having what happened last year. Manufacturing jobs, negative. New jobs, livable wage jobs, negative. You have UPS, Amazon having to lay off 50,000 people amongst them. Are you getting the picture? So, in order for that to stop, we need people to refinance their homes so they go on a shopping spree, because America's built on debt. So, once you can get out of debt, you free yourself, or at least have it under management. Now, I have to keep going. Let me see if there's anything else to this. Hold on a second. You know what? I shouldn't be like this. I shouldn't be like this. I should do this. I should have this on the screen for you guys. Shouldn't I? Shouldn't I have it on the screen? Come on. Let's go. Let me show you the headlines. Oh, and what's even worse? What's even worse? Let me give it to you guys in the chat room. All right? Let's go in the chat room, shall we? The truth Trill is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. Thank you so much for being here once again. And the truth Trill, I humbly appreciate your donation once again on our live stream. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it more than you know. Thank you so much. He brings his tagline, I heard, I hope all is well, man. And VDR, both of them are up trying to break out. And I'm looking to snipe. Remember, I missed that 15K. I have to get to 10 or 15K now. I don't know when it will crash it. Listen, don't think like that. Don't think like the gambler. If you've got a profit of 5 to 10, you should be thinking profit, keep the profit. Now, once you keep the profit, see, I think differently. Keep the profit. You say, okay, Eric, that could be 10. Well, I'm thinking, why don't you keep the profit and then use like a fourth of the profit and see where that goes? So at least you have the profit. Or if it's 7Gs, you follow what I'm saying. Don't be greedy because you know it's going to crash. And when the crash happens, it could be in 30 seconds to 2 minutes. You don't want to be caught. You know they're going to drop the hammer. It's crypto. All right. That's my only things I can say about it. I'm almost double, but that's nothing. I need 10 or better. Oh my God. But I'll take 6 or 7 Gs. It's still profit, but not major. Dude, come on, man. You're lucky it does. They didn't do they already did a crash once. You're lucky you're able to get back up off the canvas, and you're lucky to I mean, they're gonna probably do it again. It's crypto. Okay, man. Remember, we were up to 0.034, was it? Wasn't it? VDR trying to get past. See, we're not even at 0.3 anymore. And the other one trying to get past 0.055. What do you mean the other one? There was an older one. You mean there's two of them? That's crazy. All right. I have it in there, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. Right there. You guys, I have the link up. Here we go. Check this out. You put on the screen. Yep. It's on the screen now. All right. I don't want to touch it now because once I sell, he gonna sell. Yeah, I know. Well, you bought it higher than 0.02, right? I think it wasn't at 0.03, or are you saying it's now at O2 and it was 0.003? See, I can't remember these numbers like that. But all I'm saying is that would be cool. So, bot, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The bot the midget. Yes, here we go. I just want you guys to see it. Look, credit score rules change for mortgages. I read this first part right here. We knew what was going to. In fact, didn't I tell you guys this last year? That this is what they were going to do? They were going to we already know what's going to happen. That's why you have to put yourself in position. This is why we needed your credit better along the way. So you can take advantage and jump in at the optimum moment. Conforming loans drop the minimum credit score requirement. Oh, look at this. Oh, my. Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, which provide capital to the mortgage industry for conforming. Those are the mortgages that finance more than half, that is correct, of home loans in the U.S. If you buy a house valued at $830,000 in 2026 without using government loans, such as VA, FHA, USDA, your lender is likely using a conforming conventional. Okay, yeah. Basically, once you go over like 600,000, then you can't even qualify for FHA, VA, USDA. I mean, so there's a limit. So again, once you go over that, then you have to use a conventional loan anyhow. What are they saying here? Fannie Mae eliminated its minimum credit score requirement November 15th. What? Previously, we used a minimum credit score to determine whether a borrower was eligible for credit risk. Enterprise said in a statement. Fannie Mae added that the update would ensure risk analysis as agnostic of third-party credit scores. Okay, but that just means a person could have the financing. I mean, not finance. The person could make a lot of money and still have bad credit is what they're going to use it on. Learn how your debt to income ratio impacts your mortgage. That's what they're going to use, right? But they're using the Vantage score, which typically was a little bit, it gave you a few more points than FICO. Moving beyond simple FICO scores, mortgage lenders are now incorporating Vantage Score 4.0 and FICO 10T models, which is a trend. Oh, and here it is right here. Both Vantage 4 and FICO 10 use trend data to obtain a more comprehensive view of consumer credit behavior, right? Because FICO 10 goes back 2 years. Trended data tracks credit changes over time rather than the specific credit score on the given day. Yeah, That's why they started using that FICO 10 stuff. But it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. As of February 3rd, FICO score 10 had been adopted by over 40 mortgage lenders, mostly community lenders catering to underserved markets. The company said in the release, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. FICO said the new model delivers up to 5% more loan approvals. There you go, including helping the first HELOC lenders, Spring EQ, use FICO score 10 to say yes to more borrowers. You see what they're doing? I already talked about it. Let's go. FICO previously claimed that the new credit profiles would expand access to credit for traditionally underserved. I call it undeserved, but okay. Groups such as first-time homebuyers, young adults, and renters. By the way, first-time homebuyers has now went up to 40 years old. This is why they have to do it. Remember, I was using the term lost generation a few weeks back. It's because if most people buy their first home and they're around 40, that means you lost the traditional people that used to be 23, 25, 28, and they would be buying homes. If they're out of the market, you've lost about 30 million Americans that cannot buy homes. That is a significant number. And especially since another 30 million, 60% are older, meaning they already have their homes. So now you're dealing with, there's 40% left. And out of that 40%, I don't know the number, but there's going to be people in between those from the beginning and the early age to the elderly. They have homes. That's 60% are gone. Okay. So if they are not buying, that's 60% of the population not buying. Then how many people have scores under 620? We know 8 out of 10 people live paycheck to paycheck, right? So here we go. No credit score needed, not so fast. That's what I thought. They're going to use it, but they're not going to care. I mean, what are we talking about here? While financing infrastructure, namely Fannie and Freddie, may not require credit scores, the underwriting process for loan approval remains essentially unchanged. Okay, fine. Whatever. That just means they can give you guys loans if they want to, just like it's 2004, 5, 6. And then there's going to be a rush where homes, instead of them costing like they used 830,000, these homes are going to be like, that house is going to be 1.2. And there's one thing they've left out here. There's no mention of the 40-year mortgage yet. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for the 40-year. I mean, the 40-year already exists. I'm waiting for them to bring that to the mainstream, because that will also drop your monthly mortgage, and that will allow home prices to increase. So those of you who get to enjoy the ride, I would highly suggest you enjoy the ride, and you better have an exit strategy, because I may not be around for this ride. I'm not sick. I'm not ill. I'm just saying I may not be on YouTube, is all I'm trying to say, or any other social media platforms. Because after this ride, when everything's out of sight, meaning home prices have escalated another 50%, and they leave people holding the bag, and now they have 40-year mortgages, and now people are going to be sitting there thinking, dang, their rate, their mortgage is going to be low because it's 40 years instead of 360 payments. It's going to be, what is 40 years? 4 times 12. Is that, what is that? 48, 480 payments instead of 360. So that's going to make mortgages lower, which means people will buy more expensive homes. That's just the way it is. But now you got 40 years, and there is no place that I know of that a person can work for 40 years anymore. There's no place I know of in America. Unless you guys want to tell me where that is, I really want to know, because ultimately you're going to run out of a workspace, and you're going to still have a mortgage that you're going to owe, and your property taxes and insurance is going to double. Why do I say that? Because it costs more for insurance to insure. If your house is 800 grand and all of a sudden it's 1.4, your insurance goes up by default. Also, what's going to go up due to inflation is it's going to cost more money to maintain your residences. So your HOA, if you have one, goes up. Your cost for maintenance and upkeep goes up. And because they create these garbage homes now, well, they've started that in like 2000. Well, they've always had garbage homes. But the fact I'm trying to say is most people buy track homes. They're not custom, they're not special, they're just regular old track homes that's not even made that well. They start breaking down 10 to 15 years. And now, do you think an AC unit is going to cost you 5 to 10 grand? It's probably going to cost 15 to 20. That's when they go out, 10 to 15 years generally. So there's no way around it. And the upkeep for these things and the parts, they also rise. They'll be double. So therefore, everything for repairs and everything is going to double and triple. Because again, let me give you guys just one word of caution out here. All right. Let me give you some words of wisdom and caution. So you think that you're going to be buying a house in $1 million neighborhood because that's what's going to happen. Let me explain. When you call somebody and you say, hey, I need maintenance. I need help fixing some pipes in the house, or something blew out of my plumbing or whatever. They get your address. Your address is fine. They tell you, sure, man, this thing right here, what you're describing, will probably cost you anywhere from 500 to 700, 800 bucks. It should fall in that range until they show up at your gate and they're like, oh, wait, this is, oh, damn, this is awesome neighborhood. Hey, man, do you guys know where these dudes live? Man, get me on. What are we doing out here? So they roll in your pad, and that $500 to $800 situation. Nah, you live in a cool spot. You guys have money around here. Oh, sir, it's going to be 1,400 to 1,700. That's what we got going in America, ladies and gentlemen. Just like it's a third world country. Integrity from businesses don't exist anymore. Why? They're suffering too. So once again, with all this volatility, you know what's going to happen. I'm giving you the playbooks. So you have to figure out, what are you going to do? Are you going to say, well, let me hit the eject button and let me go to another location on the planet that I can buy a nice place for a few 100,000, but then you don't get the benefit of the manipulation by the United States to allow anybody breathing to get a loan? Or do you think like the CEO of your house and you say, let's see what happens? Because there's people in several camps. The camps go like this. I'm just putting this on the screen so you guys can see it. Uh, the camps go like this. Some people are going, man, I'm sitting here nice and comfy with my 2.5% note, my 2.75% note, my 3% mortgage note. I'm sitting nice and comfy. My house has almost doubled over the last 5-10 years. I'm comfy. I'm not selling. There's other people, though, that's sitting out here with the 5.99s and 7.5s and the 8s. And they're sitting there like, oh, man, the dude, you mean I can go down there and get a HELOC or refinance this thing to a lower rate? Because that's what's going to happen. And they are going to refinance it. But because 8 out of 10 are living paycheck to paycheck, they're going to do just what they did in the 2006 and 7. They're going to be like, oh, let me take out $150,000, $200,000 so I can go buy boats, cars, motorcycles, RVs, and act like I'm the rich guy, knowing full well you got to pay it back. But that doesn't deter American citizens. They're going to keep doing it. And you know why they're going to do it? It's because they're going to say in their head, I can afford it. It's no big deal. Until the inevitable happens. When the prices go down and you owe more than you're paying, that is 2 to 4 years after the fact. But we want to win. So that means we have to partake. We have to be in the game. So clearly, if you know this information, you should be considering buying the liability only to actually sell it. That's all I'm going to say. Because you want to have the two, the three, the $400,000 where you could say, hey, you know what? Let me just take this out, sell the house, get the 3 to 400,000, and then park it somewhere that gives you 7, 8, 9% on your money, 10% on your money every year. Then you have money coming in, plus you have money parked, making money, and you can use that money to live where you need to live potentially. But I'm just saying, don't get caught up holding the bag like the people did in 2007, 8, and 9. And they determined, hey, let me walk away because it's not worth it. And this is going to be epic because people are going to have houses worth $1 million, 1.4. And the next thing you know, they're worth $1 million or 900 G's. But yet you owe 1.2 or 1.3. What are you going to do? And 40 years. Just saying. All right, enough of that. I just had to pull that up, let you guys see the whole screen. But let me know what you guys think. All right? Let me know what you guys think. Okay, let's see. I missed something. Once I sell it, I'm going to do it. Once again, thank you so much for this. I missed this. What, or did I see this? I got in. Okay, it's two of them. The other is a meme coin going to crash, but the other one is a real project. I got in at 1 cent on the meme coin VDR. So what was I looking at? And 0.004 on the real VDR. There's two of them. How do you distinguish between the two, or how does a person? And once again, thank you so much for that donation. I greatly wait, is that another? Hold on a second. Yes, the True Trill. Man, thank you so much, man. I humbly appreciate second donation this evening. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the volatility runs in houses as well. It's here. It's coming. They're already telling you right now. They're giving you signals. So you got to get your credit score in order, like I was telling you guys. Remember December 31st? Remember what I've been saying for the last 2.5 years. Just going according to plan. I love it when a plan comes together. And the reason I love it is because this gives people, the OCs, the ordinary citizens, they're going to lower the standards for you. Now you need to make sure you get your debt off the table, because as you can see, the higher your credit score is going to be, the better the deal. You see how this is going to go? As predicted. The only thing that hasn't showed up yet is that 0% interest only card for 36 months. That showed up at Black Friday for like 1 day. And quickly, but it's going to come sometime in the next 5 months, I predict. So we'll see how that goes. Everything's going according to plan. You just got to make sure you're planned for it. So I gave you the debt situation. That's why you got to go see Tracy. If you're trying to get your, like right now, you could probably have a 580, 550. Who knows what their requirement is? All I'm saying is, if you can get your score into the mid and upper sevens, you'll be golden. They'll be looking for you. Okay? Let's just get real out here. All right. Now, let's go. The True Trill. Smiling face with sunglasses. I see that. That is funny. Right on, man. Yes, it's two of them. That's crazy right now. Two of them. Wow, that's bold. That's wild that they're even able to pull that off. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So now we got to that part. Let's get to another part. So today, I see this. Oh, hold on. There's a couple of things. I have not gotten my Bancus card yet, but somebody finally reports they received their Bancus card, but I need to confirm this. Hold on, where's my? I want to show you. Somebody finally says they got theirs inside the United States, but that's not the main point that I'm about to show you. Let me. Here we go. See, I can't tell. I said send me a picture, so they sent. Let me get this off. They sent me this. What's happening? This picture. Whatever. What's up with my phone? Anyhow, you guys can see it right here. That picture. I'm like, wait, is that really a picture? It looks like a background somewhere. What are we doing here? Can't get it. But okay. Anyhow, they sent that picture. They sent that picture. Okay. Um, so oh, by the way, I meant to hold on a second. I meant to show you this. Notice the MasterCard. They switched from Visa to MasterCard. So this person's claiming he got a Bancus One. That's a plastic card because it has the tap feature. Now, I want to show you guys something else, though, courtesy of Eric White. Look at this right here, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Let me see if I can stop this. Okay, never mind. Look at this. Look at this. New remittance tax on money set abroad. What you must know. This is on TikTok. I haven't verified, apparently. But anyhow, it makes sense. The reason why I didn't is because I've been telling you guys, they're trying to track where your money goes. So the remittance tax is basically what he's saying. I'll just tell you what he's saying. I don't know if it's legit. I'll talk about it on Friday. But he's saying it's 1% for American citizens. So now that also means that every transaction has a tax on it. That means it's going to be reported. So if you're sending, let's say, $5,000, you're thinking, okay, again, I have a trackability problem. You go, okay, I just send it, no problem. But now you're going to owe 1%. You go, okay, no big deal. It's only 550 bucks. You're going to say no big deal. It is no big deal by the amount, but the reality is I don't think like that. What I think is that also means you are being tracked for every dollar that you are sending. You do understand that, right? And that also means they're going to find out who's picking it up. That means there has to be an ending point, which means they're going to know each and every transaction you do. So you don't have to fall under the suspicious activities report, the SARS. This means anytime they want to check what you're sending to anybody, they can pull it up because it's going to be reported because you owe tax on it. That's the way I look at it. So therefore, I showed you the Bancus for a reason. Because once again, I don't want the United States, a broke country, tracking me. I'm not a rich millionaire, billionaire dude where they'll just let me slide with not paying nothing. No, sorry. Doesn't work like that. They're going with the people that they can take the money. That's you. So don't get caught out here holding the frickin' bag. That's all I'm going to say. So anyhow, the Bancus card came out. The Bancus card is from Mexico City. Now, MDA0214, like on Monday, says, well, how do you know you're going to trust them? Well, all I know is, you know what? Their country is not charging for people to send and receive money through payment systems. But you know what? They will, just like every country, if I send money to another person on my bank account, there's going to be a fee usually until Zelle came out, obviously. But again, I prefer the government not even involved or know about my transactions. That's what I prefer. So let's get to Bancus. Because again, ladies and gentlemen, now's the time to download this. They use crypto. So think about this. The Truth Trail is over here making thousands of dollars. So let's just say he has $10,000 that he made in crypto. It's crypto right now. So he goes over and says, you know what? I don't need to download it to some central exchange so the government knows that I made 6 grand and I dropped it into Coinbase, let's say, the regulated environment, and Coinbase sends a report, hey, the True Trills sent 10 G's on our stuff, on our crypto platform, and now you send it to a bank or your wallet or whatever. But they already know, where did he get the 10? They're tracking you, right? Now, let's turn it into the Bancus. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, the Bancus, it's an app. It's a debit. It's a outside the United States, they use crypto. You send crypto to your MasterCard debit card. And in the back office, you can send any Bancus holder money at zero cost on the send or receive, and they're not reporting it. So instead of sending, let's say, the 10,000 down to Coinbase or any other regulated environment, you send 10,000 to your card. Your card has the MasterCard logo, and you can't use it at a bank to go get a cash advance. Why? Because it doesn't have your name on it. The bank will not give you a cash advance because you gave them a card. They're going to ask, first, I need ID, because they have to report it. Funny how the United States freedom does not ring anywhere. So therefore, you can't use cash advance. Sorry, but you can go down to the ATM. The ATM might cost you, though. See, that's where the next little ticker comes, right? For all this safety, as I call it, some people would say it's not safety because it's Mexico City company. I'm like, well, the United States is tracking too many people doing too many things with their monetary situation. So therefore, there's only one reason you're going to track people with money, is to take it later, if need be. Big keywords, if need be, but they do it all the time anyhow. All right. So I'm going to put down Bancus. And since you can be anywhere in the world and use a MasterCard and use the ATM, do you understand also that your loved ones, you could also send it to them with zero fees? So if you downloaded the 10,000 to the card, your kids, your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriends, friends who has Bancus, and you routinely do business, you could say, well, I'm going to send you whatever I owe you. I owe you $200 because what we did last week, here's your 200. You just need your email address, the person that has Bancus. The 200 you send, 200 from you, goes 200 to them, zero fee. The only thing is, when they take it out, obviously it could cost, or maybe they're using it to pay bills or whatever. The point I'm trying to make is not trackable at all. The 10K doesn't come down to the account. Therefore, it's in the ether. United States don't know nothing about it. Not trackable, not anything to them. All they know is, hey, he uploaded a couple $1,000 and apparently it's in crypto somewhere. But no worries, we'll get him on the backside because he's going to probably have to withdraw to our SEX. And that's CEX, ladies and gentlemen, Central Exchange. And so therefore, that's why we had to regulate everything, to make sure we can track you. So again, I put the link down. Tomorrow, you guys can go talk on the Zoom call. The chats are open. They don't do this thing about, hey, we're gonna cut off the chat room, or they'll answer everybody's question if you have them at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's where you go, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Hopefully that helps you out. Okay. So two of them. Tamara Larry, she says, I need help with Jardines. Welcome to the SSN Nation. Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. Another investor's here, and now she's about to go for more. Are you saying I need help with property in Jardine? You know what? Funny you mentioned Jardine. I know you were here when I said it before, courtesy of Joe Nay. He told us they dropped the price at Jardine $2,000 to $5,000 off pre-construction prices. Now, I don't know if you want to do pre-construction or not, but all I'm saying is that's what they did. So now they're back to Jardine 3 pricing almost for a Jardine 4. Now, the question is, are you using this for an investment, or what unit are we looking for? Remember, their one bedrooms are like 60 G's. Two bedrooms are like, I don't even know. I haven't looked lately. 70 G's or something at Jardines 4. Is that what you're trying to do pre-construction, or are you trying to do already built? Because we have to admit, I don't know if you've seen Jardines 3, where we actually went to, where the young men were playing basketball at the basketball court, and they had the pool, and they had the little kids playground. That section in the back up by where the receptionist was, they turned that into, thankfully, a mini mart. Because I didn't like the restaurant idea personally. I said, why would you do that? Because that's not going to, people that live in a complex that has a kitchen, that is not really a big thing about going down to a restaurant, spending money. I mean, how often are you going to do it? Sure, you're going to do it, but it's more valuable to have stuff that people need when you have hundreds of apartments. Why are you going to limit it to, well, I have a kitchen, so why am I going to go downstairs to eat for the amount that 2 or 3 people can eat? I can go to the store and feed myself for a week. So it makes no sense. So I like that they put a mini mart in there. They still have the fitness center in there. And this is Jardines 3. The prices are still low because it's in a gentrification area. They're building it up over time. It's in the middle. It's not for everybody because there's a reason. Because remember, we have this 0.1%. That's the price that we need. If you buy something for 50 grand, can we rent it for $50 a night? That's the question. 7 times 50 is $350. And because of Tamara Larry, we're going to get into this because the wealth volatility is happening right now, even on the island. That's right. Just like River Island, over where Atlanta is, it has not been delivered, but there are people in the owners group who are willing to take less. Basically, take a loss to sell it for less than what they purchased it for. I mean, doesn't get any crazier than this, does it? I think they realize that they're not going to be able to charge $180, $190 per night. We're going to find out because I'm going to go check this out for you tomorrow, Larry, because we're going to go look and see, because I already know I've hit up some other people who said, hey, man, and they were giving 7 nights at Jardines 3 for like $350. And I said, yeah, they can do that because their 1-bedroom units were like 50 grand. So $350 is a great deal. Meanwhile, everybody else can't charge that. But I can get $350 in other areas besides that area. $450, $550. We'll still see, because apparently there was a uptick, allegedly, by David Collado. He didn't give any numbers, though. For the first month of January, he made a statement acting like it went up 8%. 8% is significant. Last year, it was around 750,000. 8% would make it into the 800,000s if they had that many air passengers. I think it's more a cruise and air, but we'll find out when they release the real numbers. I get that now, like 15 H's and all different coins. Oh, Jesus. Okay, you're right. I just did a cash advance for 7 and 2,500, and they needed all of that. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, because they got to track you and they're reporting it. It's not like it's a bad thing. It's not. I'm not saying you got to do tax evasion. All I'm trying to say is the point I'm trying to make is they're tracking you for a reason. It's not if this was a free country, why would they be tracking you? They're gonna go, oh, it's money laundering. I'm like, oh, BS. Like, let me get something. First of all, let's get some things straight. Let me ask you something. If you take money down to the bank and you deposit it, do they sit there and ask you any questions? If you go down and put down 20 G's at the bank, what do? Put in the money counter. Oh, here's your receipt you deposited, sir. They don't sit. What are we talking about right now? Oh, but they're going to use it for money laundering. I'm like, you don't check nobody's money. You take the deposits. Now, the only time you care is when if I rolled in with 150 G's. Okay, now you might be like, hold up, man. Who is this black guy? He's rolled up in here. He's got to be a drug dealer, right? Now you're going to ask questions. But you ain't going to ask questions over 20, 30 G's. Come on. This is craziness right now. But when you send money, they act like, oh, we got to know what you're money laundering and send a SARS report for 10 G's. I'm like, remember when you could go to a person's bank and deposit to their account? There's only a few banks left that do that. Like Chase made you, they go, oh, due to money laundering, you're not a customer of ours, so we can't accept cash. Like, what? Are you serious right now? So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. I can wire money to them. You can't stop it, but I can't deposit the money. I was like, this is ridiculousness. But see, the wire means totally trackable. The cash means not trackable. You follow? See, these guys are tracking you for a reason. And I don't like it, just like I've always said. So, anyhow, I put you down to Bancus, ladies and gentlemen. I want pre construction. So, you want to be in Jardines 4. Okay, well, I'll hit you up at WhatsApp tomorrow about that. If you want to get in Jardines 4, you know what the usual rules are: 10% down. I don't know what their delivery is going to be. Is it 2028? I think it's 2028. You're going to have like 24 to 30 months, something like that. So, because they've already cleared the land, they've already kind of almost started. So it's all good. So, this wealth volatility that's going to happen, you guys have to understand there's more. There's more coming. All right. That's just the tip of the iceberg with the mortgages. They've also relaxed getting credit, just like I told you. In fact, told, if you weren't here on Monday, I told people on Monday, there's a new card by Ally Bank called Oyo. I call it Oyo because it's Spanish, OLLO, but I don't know. But it's either Olo or Oyo. Either way, unbelievably, they are catering to the same thing the banks right here are doing for the mortgages. People with a lower credit score, and they're giving something that is unbelievable. You can transfer in for 9 months, you pay 0% interest. I was like, is this it? I was like, this, they're even doing it for people with low credit now. You see where how I already you guys can already see my prediction is gonna be correct at 0% for 36 payments, right? 36 months. You know this is gonna happen. If they're doing this for people with bad credit, then you know they're gonna do it much better for people with good credit. Can you imagine? And then after the 9 months, you're back to the screw situation, 25% annually, 1/4 of your balance annually. That's a lot. That's a lot. Uh, that's bad. That's interesting. That's a lot. Okay. So that's why I have the Bancus, ladies and gentlemen. Get your they raised the prices, like I told you guys. It used to be the $35 for the plastic card and the $85 for the metal card is the same. The shipping cost has raised to $15 instead of 10. So now it costs you $50 to get the plastic card and $100 to get the metal card. The difference, there's one major. The tap feature on the plastic card versus no tap feature on the metal card, if that means anything to you. The other thing is the metal cards supposedly have higher amounts that you can withdraw. Now, again, ATM machines tell you how much you can withdraw, or your bank tells you. This is not the 1980s where you could go to an ATM machine in New York and be like, I need 5 Gs today. No, them days are over. All right. Not everybody had that opportunity. Only certain cities and states in America would allow you to go over $500, $600, 1,000. All right. On a withdrawal daily. Depends on where you live. Okay. So now we're down to the usual 400, 500 for the most part. Again, remember, the actual money is hard to come by. The banks, remember, they don't have money in their bank. So I'm just saying. Now, the volatility, everything I just described and what they're going to do creates more volatility. So you start having where they reduce rates for the homes. So now what happens in the stock market? All of a sudden, new homes, buyers, home builders, stock prices start rising. Are you able to partake? Mortgage companies, their stocks start rising. Volatility, ladies and gentlemen. You can see where this goes. So now you have to go do your own research and start saying, well, wait a minute, maybe I should get into some of these new home builders, or maybe I should get into the mortgage companies, because they will rise just like before. And then, of course, it's going to pop like a balloon. And some people are going to be holding that liability back. Remember, I believe, and they are, homes are liabilities in reality. The only reason they work is because after 1980, home prices escalated where people could get these huge 10, 20% increases in value within a year because interest rates were being manipulated. And then, of course, there's an inevitable crash all the time. This is just inevitable. In the late 80s, crash. In around the mid to late 90s, crash. In the 2000s, early crash. That was the last one. Overdue is what you would call it now. And the only reason it hasn't happened is because the manipulation by the Federal Reserve and trying to keep that bond rate down artificially. That's the only reason. But now that countries are backing out, volatility, ladies and gentlemen, because countries are leaving. They understand USA is smoke and mirrors in the financials. And they're buying gold and silver and precious metals. They're buying anything but the dollar. The dollar is losing its value. The least amount. January of this year goes back 40 years. The value of the dollar has decreased. All right, just think about that. All right, that's pretty serious. Very serious, quite frankly. That means you have a hidden inflation. All right. That volatility, though, gives you money. You have to be in the stock market. You have to. You should not be sitting on the sidelines. A lot of you guys, look, I've been talking about real estate investment trusts. The reason why is because they're going to be able to refinance their properties for a lower price and continue to give people 15, 16, 17% dividends, 13. So I'll just start with the lows. AGNC, for instance. A as in Apple, G as in George, N as in Nancy, C, NLY. But then you go to the opposite side and go ARR, and they're like 18, 19%. It's crazy. You go to ORC, roughly 15. You go to PSEC, roughly 16, 17% dividends. That's nothing to sneeze at. And you can get that appreciation as well because they're going to be able to refinance at a lower rate. And that means Their debt is reduced faster. So all these come into play where you can win. All right. The volatility is good. This is wealth building time. This is no time to sit on there and go, woe is me. We give you the tools, ladies and gentlemen, to make sure you're able to pay down. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't even show me. Oh, hold on. I got this again. This came up again. Why does this keep happening? Let me, ladies and gentlemen, just a second. I got something going on here that I'm not liking. It keeps giving me the full. I'm giving you Robinhood, Webull, and Wealthfront. Some of you might just want to set it and forget it. Well, fine. Wealthfront down below can help you out. Go check them out. Do your own research. Go do all of that. All right. IVR, high risk, high rewards. Stocks, ladies and gentlemen. And again, I'll keep saying this. If you can learn stock trading, which it's very hard, but if you can become successful, you would be able to kill it because the stock market is so volatile. Up you win, down you win, up you win, down you win. You could, and you don't have to do much. You don't have to be there all day or anything. It's just that, you have to be ready for the setup that you have. The food is all bad. Oh man, don't even go here with this. Abbott receives FDA warning letter over Freestyle's Libre CGMs. I don't know what that is. Abbott needs to conduct more performance testing to ensure its Freestyle Libre devices are accurate. FDA inspectors found. Hey, maybe you guys should have already been on it before they even released it. What the frick are you talking about right now? This is insanity. Yeah, just kill the Americans. Who cares? They're dumbasses for letting us, you know, you let people run the spots, run the places that protect you, that don't give a damn about you. The warning letter dated January 23rd, posted to the FDA's website on Tuesday. On Tuesday, really, concerns performance specification and testing for the glucose sensor's accuracy. Oh, that's a problem, ladies and gentlemen. If your glucose levels are incorrect, they recalled 3 million sensors in November of 2025. Holy smokes. All right. Well, you know what I got to do. I got to drop this down. Let your friends and family know. This is just outrageous. 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 That's all I can say. This is so sickening. This is just so sickening. So sickening. Here you go. It's what we do. We got to keep your health up. We got to keep your money up. We got to keep you out there, ladies and gentlemen. This is insane right now. Look at this. Warning letters are used by the FDA to bring companies into compliance after identifying significant violations. Into compliance after 3 million sensors are messed up and that's all you can do is a warning letter. This should be a PSA to everybody's text. I mean, like, what is this? This is insane right now. Reliance on upstream component level testing performed prior to critical manufacturing step does not ensure that finished, sterilized, and packaged devices meet accuracy performance requirements at the time of release. Good God Almighty! Yeah, this is so sickening. I mean, how does this is just so sickening? Let me get this off the screen. I can't even. I can't even, man. Trying to kill American citizens. This is just sick. Just sick. Okay. 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 The country's driving China's 1.2 trillion trade surplus. It's everybody else in the world. When you make enemies of your friends find out enemies of their enemy is their friend. So of course they're going to start buying. They're going, oh well, we'll erase this 500 years of doing business with the United States. We'll just go back to how it used to be and just deal with ourselves. We're thousands of years older, so we can bypass them, can't we? Yes, they can, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, they can. Oh man, China's biggest trade surplus partners. It looks like France, the Germans, Italy, Thailand, UK. I don't know who the star is. It looks like, is that Vietnam or something? I don't know. India, US, and HKG. I don't know who HKG is. But anyhow, they got 1.2 trillion, ladies and gentlemen. Trade surplus partners. Uh, American citizens, good luck. We're screwed. Okay. Wow. That is some terrible stuff right there, ladies and gentlemen. EV Place, another investor's in the house. He's rejoicing, I'm sure. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And he brings his tagline this evening. Good evening, everyone. There was one time TD Bank didn't want to accept a check with my name on it. Exactly. I went outside and dropped it into the ATM check deposit machine on their eyes. Exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, they started that too. They started that too. We're not going to accept a check unless you're a member of our bank. I mean, this is just insanity. Except different than what you're saying, but this is exactly right. When they started acting funny with money orders and checks because there was people making fraudulent checks that were no good, or fraudulent checks and money orders that were fraudulent, and people used to go to their printers and be able to print them out and go in and do all kind of crazy. So then they were like, okay, we're not going to accept these no more unless you're a member of our branch. I was like, oh man, you guys are killing me right now. You're killing me right now. I understand fraudulent activities such as fake checks and doctor checks and all that, but yeah, this is the kind of stuff they were doing. And I'd be like, are you serious? All I got to do is just go to, like you're saying, go to the ATM machine. And if I have the other person's card, I can go to the ATM machine and deposit. I mean, either way, it doesn't, I'm like, all this stuff that they perpetrate upon people is based on stuff that has happened, right? Illegal activity that has happened. But those rules also bolsters the United States tracking you. That's all they care about. They want to track you. It's not about the safety first. It's about tracking you first and where the money is first. The byproduct of safety, oh, thank you, we'll take it. But that's not the thing. Their number one goal is just like China's. We need to know where the citizens' money's going and where it is. And that's why I told you, have your duffel bag of cash, ladies and gentlemen. Do not, first of all, don't even leave your money in the bank. I don't even know. I've said this many times. All right. Zabak the midget. Yep. Exactly, man. I'm up on silver too. Yes, it went back up to 85, which was great. That's right. You believed. Hit the side of the roof. It's going down. Bitcoin. Judah Barak. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And by the way, I didn't even check today because I keep hearing about Bitcoin drop. That's what I keep hearing. What actually happened? It better not be below 70. Come on now. It was down to 72. Are you telling me it's in the 60s? Because if it's in the 60s, that means I got to go get some. Let's see. Where are we? What's happening here? Why isn't it telling me? I don't care about any cryptocurrency pairs. What is this? Okay. Right now it says, they're giving me exchanges. Bitfinance, it says 71. So okay, down to 71. Cool. Sony jumps 22% December quarter. Awesome. Okay, let's see what's happening here. They're using Bitfinex, Bitcoin, $71. Okay, was it 76? That's a big drop. Oh, wait, they're all dropping. Holy smokes, are we serious? Litecoin drop, Stellar drop, Bitcoin, someone else is at 71, drop. XRP drop. It's down to $1.44. ETH drop 2,100. Got to get some more ETH. Stellar Lumens, 17 cents. USD coin metrics. I don't. Bitcoin Cash. Everything dropped. Everything today. Solana. What did that do? Dropped. It's under 100. Wow. Bloodbath everywhere. These stable coins, no drops. No drops. That's funny. Stable coins are worthless, though. I don't understand the point. I mean, they're not worthless. All I'm trying to say is they're trying to tie that to something, which is very funny. Tie it to the value of a dollar, but the dollar decreases in value. So it does us no good. It does nobody any good if I have $100 at Tether, and then all of a sudden I decide to cash it back out in fiat, which is what has to happen unless you have a Bancus card. Unless you have a Bancus card. Okay, I cash it back out, but the problem is, even with the Bancus card, if I go down to the store and I swipe it, the inflationary number is still there. It doesn't give me any advantage to have it in a stable coin. That's what I don't understand. This is not a. You're still only going to have the money that you have to pay for it. I put 100. I buy 100 USDC. I withdraw 95, right? Because the upstream costs me money and the downstream costs me money. So I lose money. Plus, I have inflation going at a higher price. So what used to cost me 100 now costs me 103. That's an $8 loss. So why would I transfer that back into fiat? It makes no sense to me. If there was no inflation, and the coin itself actually increased value, now that would be a whole nother scenario that will never happen. But the point I'm trying to make is, just because you hold a $1 USD, you have to bring it back out. So you still got to turn it back into money. So you guys understand that, right? Okay, tomorrow, Larry, hold on a second. Let me do something real quick. I have two things to do. One is we always have recalls. So, oh, I got something saying my videos cannot be monetized. Oh, we're back to that, huh? Okay, cool. SoFi announces plan to liquidate and close SoFi next 500 ETF. Oh, wow. Are you kidding me right now? Why? Why? They were not shorting the market, I hope. That would have been a disastrous scenario. Come on now. That can't be. Okay, so anyhow, yeah, crypto's going down. It looks it's 71 today. And I don't know what happened late night. Let's go check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Why don't we check it out? Let's go see late night. What's happening? You got to love it. The volatility, ladies and gentlemen. If you knew how to trade, you could have traded the downside. Just like from 67, no, it wasn't 67. The silver, it rose. You could be trading on the upside. Let me see. What am I looking for? Bitcoin. Yep, 71,000. And ETH is 2111. 71,300, 71,285. Yeah, that's going down. So again, people are going to buy. I probably should buy some too, quite frankly. Yeah, I'm going to buy some right now. In fact, this is funny. I'm just going to buy some right now. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I've done this before, right? I've sat here and it's like I talk about I'm going to do something afterwards and then the price changes. Right now, I said, you know what? Let me just give me something right now. I'm going to get some more right now at 71. All right. We've seen this play before. So now, hold on. Oh, yeah, we're already set. Cool. All right. Send an order, ladies and gentlemen. Done. All right. There we go. Bought some more. Okay. That's how we have to do it. That's how we have to do it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you do it. Uh-oh. I put something in there that's not going to work. Here we go. Welcome Senator Studios 2100 to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. I trade daily, make at least 2K a week. We have another trader in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Well, very nice to see you. What are you trading? Let us know, because a lot of people need help, because it's very hard to trade. You got to learn, you got to study. You should, is my advice, because it's not easy. It's not for the faint at heart. A lot of people take L's. Money management is very important. And speaking of that, the Candlestick Bible. Uh-oh, hold on a second. Trading Bible, that is. I just remembered something. I was supposed to do something here. Ah, man. Thank you for being in the house. Let us know what you trade. That would be awesome. Okay, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, for that meter that's not working by Abbott. That's crazy. Jeez, people are at risk out here every day. New York King, they say I got diabetes type 2 now. Oh, I'm sorry to hear this, man. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. Can you do something about the type 2? It's reversible somewhat. First off, number one, everything you eat, check the carbs, as you now know, because I'm pretty sure they told you the rules. Check the carbs, check the sugar. You need as close to zero as possible on anything and everything you eat. First things first. That's the first thing. Second thing, hold on. Let me get you let me give you some love here real quick. Let me go look at something. All right. Um, so you need your body to give off the insulin to protect yourself, right? Think about that. And you need to get off sugar ASAP. No sugar. I mean, I got people watching right now. Let me see something. You guys know when you go to the coffee shop and you see a pack of sugar, that's 1 gram. Most people don't realize. So when you go, one drink has 13 grams of sugar in it. Your soda has 26 grams, 18 grams of sugar in it. One soda means 18 packs. But that's not all, because then you go and you made a mistake and you looked at the carbs and you see there's 15 carbs or 20 carbs. Now all of a sudden you find out you have 33 packs of sugar that you just put in your body. And your body has to figure out a way how to flush that system. And that means insulin comes to the rescue. We got to regulate the glucose level until we don't, because you keep dumping stuff in there. So that's why you pay attention to your or your carbs and your sugar. Carbs turn into sugar in your body. All right. So I'll give you something right now. I showed people something a while ago. My uncle drinks, he used to drink Dr. Pepper. That's right, Dr. Pepper. I went to go look at Dr. Pepper. It was something like, between sugar and carbs, it was over 50 grams of sugar. Do you think he has a diabetic problem? Yes, he does. 50 grams of sugar. 50 packs in a little can. Not the minis, but the usual 12-ounce can or whatever. 50. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that's the thing. Hold on. I got something for you. Just a second. Um, it's not that. It's not that. I need oh, I wanted something. I wanted something. I wanted some. Here we go. This is what I want. Oh man, I'm not going to be able to blow this up enough. Okay. Take a screenshot. All right. Check this out. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Let me get this off the screen. Take a screenshot. All right. I can't do much better than this, I don't think, but check this out. Check this out. Take a screenshot, ladies and gentlemen. All right. That's one screenshot for you. Okay. All right. Notice natural stuff. Okay. All right. Now, that is how you detox your body for starters. Plus, it's good for you on other factors. Where's my, hold on. There's something I want right now and I don't have it. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go get something else for you. I'll give you another screenshot. All right. Let me see. Where's it going to be at? Just a second. Let's go. Here we go. This one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites right here. If you guys were on our social media, I posted this. Okay. Screenshot. Okay. See this stuff? Okay. There's more. You're going to need two screenshots. All right. Look. Okay. Now. Okay. Now. That's the first things first. Okay. Check this out. Fruits and vegetables that help with insulin for diabetics. I'll use two. All right. Now, we have a shake that we make. It has the stuff in there, but here you go: spinach, kale, broccoli, non starchy vegetables, which, by the way, starch is bad for you. Forgot about that. For diabetics looking to manage insulin resistance, focus on non starchy vegetables, low glycemic fruits, and fiber. I'm pretty sure they told you. Kale, spinach, collard greens, cruciferous vegetables. That's the broccoli, ladies and gentlemen. And by the way, when you get the broccoli, don't um chop it. Okay. Just what I mean is cut some of it. It opens up and actually starts giving off stuff after you eat it. All right. There's chemicals. It's a chemical situation. You have to cut it just like if you chew it, but you cut it before you chew it. All right. That helps. Mushrooms, zucchini. Okay. That's what you can eat instead of. Okay. Now, let me give you this situation. When we make our shake, we have kale and spinach in it, obviously. Right. And it's good for, blood sugar management, obviously, is what you need. The broccoli actually enhances insulin sensitivity and reduces sugar production. All right. So those things are major. Top fruits, blueberries. That's why our shake has blueberries in it, just so you understand. But you can go with the raspberries, strawberries, and blueberries. Avocados, because you need your omegas. It helps improve insulin resistance. You getting it yet? Oranges. Okay, listen. Listen, 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 listen. This is very simple. Okay, and stay off the sugar. Sugar is the number one thing, but all this other stuff helps stabilize your body and starts helping in case you have an insulin problem. Your insulin and your body can actually start producing it again, but you have to eat right. You can't do nothing crazy. All right, here's a link for the search. That's all I'm going to say. Oh wait, I could actually, no, that's going to be too long. You can just go look it up. All right. Um, Oranges, grapefruit, tangerines, high in fiber and nutrients that help control blood sugar. Avocados, pears, apples, and cherries. All right. Even healthy fruits contain carbohydrates. Keep portions in mind. All right. So, raspberries, you should be getting yourself. All right. Raspberries. Raspberries. Got it? Raspberries, blueberries. All right. Apples, cherries, avocado, banana. By the way, you know what's funny? I told you guys about a shake one time. What does the shake have in it? Blueberries, avocado, banana, kale, uh, spinach, ginger. Okay, I should give you guys proportions. 1 cup of blueberries, half a cup to 1 cup of spinach and kale each. Ginger, about inch and a half chopped. The real ginger, you chop it, about an inch and a half of it, put it in the blender. Ice, water, good water. Ice, fill it up a fourth of the way or a third of the way. You put those things in I just said. Add the apple, add the orange, add some honey, add some turmeric. Okay, hold on, I forgot. Uh, Turmeric, about 2 tablespoons. Honey, about a tablespoon. Vanilla Orgain powder, 50 superfoods blue top. Put in 2 scoops. Um, let's see. What else? I'm missing some other. Oh, there's some other things that NMN. All right, they come in caps. Put in 2 caps in your glass, not in the mixer, not in the blender. Um, NAD plus with resveratrol, those two go together. One's a precursor to get into your system. That'll help you. All right, I just gave you something that you guys can make and put in the blender. And that's after you get it in the blender, then you add water to get to the level that you want. But you can also throw in whatever other, well, not all the fruits, but you can throw in a pineapples with that because pineapples actually help clear parasites out your system. Uh, so hopefully that helps out. Mushrooms. This is a protocol. Even though your mind health is lion's mane powder, that helps. Okay, that takes you about two two teaspoons. Um, Goes in the shake. That's lion's mane. That's mushrooms, by the way. So that helps out your mind as well. Um, oh, you can throw broccoli in as well, since it actually helps with your insulin situation. Just saying. And some broccoli, I mean, like a half a cup, just the stems, like throw it in there, and then you blend it up. Call me in a month or two. Let me know what happens. Um, by the way, the bananas. Yellow is not the thing. When you go to the bananas and there's some green ones, those are the ones you should use in your shake, not the yellows. A little bit, basically towards the green versus yellow. We don't want them done. You want them green. They're different when they change to yellow. Not good for you. Too much sugar content. So more green. Just forgot about that. You put one banana in there, but more green. So that means you should only get like 3 or 4 because once you do it like every day, you should have a glass, right? Or every day at first for 3, 4 days, then every other day, and then you should be good and just keep going every other day or at least. But all that's good for you. Hope that gets you there, man. I'm not saying you can clear it up, but I will say this. My dad had a diabetes problem. And I gave him the shake that actually, my dad's older, so I gave him the shake that had to do all the stuff I told you, but it has lion's mane, it has MCT powder because it helps with blueberries, help with your mind, and it creates cells just like lion mane creates cells in your body, brain cells, and also helps with your neurological pathways. And we can clear off the plaque with some of the stuff, right? So um, he goes in and sees his doctor after he's been doing it for 6 months. His doctor says, "I don't know what you've been doing, but you don't need to take like these medications anymore. And whatever you're doing, you better keep doing it. I don't need to see you for a year." A year after he saw it twice, he goes, "Something's not right. What's happening?" The doctor's in denial. "I didn't give you this stuff. How's this possible? How's this guy? This is like reversing stuff." He's in shock. So you know what happened. My dad and his wife, they ain't giving it up. They're like, "Yeah, well, we're taking this every day," because the doctor was like, what's going on? You don't have to, because he had diabetic. I guess there's something he has to take. And he says, "It's reduced. What's happening? What's going on?" He says, "Your blood heart rates and your blood pressure and all that is lower. What's happening?" Well, when you clear your blood, your arteries, and you make them pliable, and then you clean up some other areas, you can do it, ladies and gentlemen. You just have to do it. I gave you something that you can think about. Sorry to hear about this type 2, but it's not over, man. You got something. Epstein files. There's a distraction. Distraction. Robin Hood. What do you mean distraction? You got pedophiles running all over our government, and you call that a distraction? What do you mean it's a distraction? It's part of the systemic problem, man. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. It's not a distraction. It's part of the feature of the bug. That bad guys are running around with little girls, and I can't even believe people are out here going, "I don't know if it was what's a woman." I'm like, I'm like, 18 and over is legal ages in most scenarios. Damn near all. So this thing about underage, because the girl's 15 or 12 or 8, is still child rape. I don't get it. Distraction or not, people in the EU are resigning because they're in the Epstein files. But here in America, the descendants, don't let me get off, the descendants of the EU who murdered, killed, maimed, put people out for the lions in the Colosseum, the descendants are here who put people under slavery, who maimed, chopped off body parts, hung, cooked them, ate their skin, made books, made shoes out of their skin, furniture. Those descendants of descendants are still alive now. And their descendants have no problem effing over human beings. So again, the distraction is not a distraction. You're finding out how many of the rich and wealthy were running around with children, raping them, killing them. That's more than a distraction. And they're running our government. They own corporations that get to put into place Supreme Court justices, to put into place a president who's part of the pedo problem. But yet they ran on, "We care about the kids. We love the kids. We don't want immigrants getting our kids." Meanwhile, they're the monsters in the room. Distraction. It ain't no damn distraction. More bros are moving to Thailand and living stress free, says Anchil B2G. I don't know if you're going to be living stress free, man. You know, a lot of people move to Thailand. Once again, I wonder why at one point sex trade capital of the world. But nonetheless, yes, it's cheaper in third world countries. Yes. But you know about the new, you know what? Hold on a second. The new rules they have in place for expats, tourists. You don't get to just chill no more. Let's see. I gotta break it out. I'm doing Google right now. I can't remember everything on all over the world. Okay. Okay, here we go. Stricter immigration enforcement effective November 2025, cracking down on visa runs by limiting the misuse of visa exemptions for long-term stays. Key changes include mandatory digital arrival cards, enhanced screening of frequent visitors, new taxes on foreign sourced income, and relaxed requirements for 5 to 10 year long term resident, known as LTR. Long term resident is LTR, and destination Thailand visas. So here you go. Limits. Immigration now actively limits using 30, 60-day visa free entries for long term living, especially if you spend over 150 days in Thailand. Frequent entries may trigger denials. Yeah, they done got into this Trumpian type thing too. You should obtain the correct long term visa. Mandatory digital arrival card. All foreign nationals arriving by air, land, or sea must submit a digital arrival card online at least 72 hours before arrival. Tax residents staying 180 plus days must pay Thai income tax on foreign income brought into Thailand. There you go. Digital nomad visas. The 5 year destination Thailand visa allows stays of 180 days per entry, with options to extend, targeting freelancers and remote workers. Yeah, they done changed up. Retirees 50 plus can now use security deposits in a Thai bank instead of high premium private healthcare insurance to meet visa requirements. High net worth foreign investors investing 40 million plus baht, what is that? 20, 30, 40 G's or something, can now own up to 1 ra of land for residential use in specific authorized zones. How cute. So anyhow, man, these guys done went off. They said, you know what? We got all these foreigners coming over here and we ain't benefiting. We're going to benefit now, though. All right. What's up, fam? Larry Wilcox is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. It's volatility happening. You guys missed out on the foreplay. The I caught it this time. Now I see the sign. I caught it. The mic went out. The screen went out. I saw it. Why did it go out though? Interesting. All right. What's up, fam? I see your tagline this evening. Very, very happy to see you once again. Hey, more bros are moving outside of the USA all over the world. Colombia was a nice spot until they then started to act crazy, right? So all of the places that people have been going to is starting to get a little wiggy. And again, Dubai's halfway across the world, but that's pricey. But anyhow, we got some more people in the house. David Jackson, welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. We've been over here talking about the wealth volatility and being able to participate in the blow up, meaning the wealth cycle is happening right now beneath our feet. You got to get in. And we started talking about the new loans that are going to be able to be obtainable because they are loosening up who can qualify. Credit score of 620 and under is happening to get homes now, just like it's 2004 all over again. You know the playbook. Home prices are going to go up. Stock prices are going to go up. The wealth train is going to be nice. But again, we need your debt down, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you do it. Nice to see you once again, David Jackson. Been busy, missed a few of your live shows. Thank you, man. It's all right. You're here now. Thank you so much for your support. Mr. Light in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. Hello. The movement of the market is depressing. Why do you say that, Mr. Light? You should be taking advantage. Why is it depressing? You know, when there's a dip, you're supposed to buy more. Just like, for instance, right now, Bitcoin is taking a rocky hit from 125, 126 down to 71. I just bought some just like 20 minutes ago. I was like 71. I like that too. What? Let it drop to 60 something. I'll be buying some more. This is volatility at its finest. We're in the throes of the underground rattling beneath your feet, about to get sucked down into the underground. But you won't yet, because the rich guys, the corporations, the Federal Reserve, the wealthy guys aren't going to let you get sucked down just yet. They want to load you up with debt first, so you can't get back out of the tomb. Come on. Come on. You should not be depressed at all. In fact, Mr. Light, we've been talking about learning how to trade. Because if you can't make money off of the stock market, for instance, or gold or silver or anything like that, then if you know how to trade, then you could have traded when the market's going down and when it goes up. And when the volatility means win. Either way, when there's a huge dip, you should be buying. If you don't have the disposable income, I understand. 8 out of 10 people don't. 7 out of 10 people don't even have 1,000 in the bank account. But that does not mean you can't start making moves. All it takes is a few hundred. All right, you got to get in the game. Just buy when it's lower. When there's blood in the streets, you're supposed to buy. Don't worry. Trump, his cronies, they're all billionaires. This is how they make their money off the stock market. You know they're going to have a roll up of the stock market. It's inevitable. Otherwise, they're toast. You understand this, right? The Federal Reserve is based on the stock market going up. They just added back in one of the stock indexes, Siena, Ciena, after a 17-year absence. How crazy is that? Therefore, the stock market indexes always rise. They take out the losers and put in the winners. That's why it always rises. They manipulate it. So you might want to hold some stock market indexes if you feel bad. You might want to have VOO. You might want to have VTI, VOOG. Those are Vanguard groups. But I'm just saying, you might want to have SPY, QQQ. It's going to go up. No doubt about it. So ride the coattails and enjoy the ride. And if it goes down below your dollar cost average, which makes it great, you buy more. If it goes down and it doesn't hit your dollar cost average, you know it's kind of, I don't like buying more than what I paid in the original to bring my dollar cost average up. I'd rather you just crash so I can buy below my dollar cost average, and then I just sit there the rest of the time while it rises. But hey, everybody has their own investment style. Some invest every week, some invest every day, some invest every month. Pick yours. But you should not be depressed by this unless you're doing some off-brand crypto stuff or something. I don't know. Because gold, if you have that's rising. Silver, if you had that, it's rising. Indexes might have taken a hit. But so what? That's part of the game. They need to get the weak hands out and sell. That's what they want to them. Come on now. This is a game. But for everybody, 80% of the population who's living paycheck to paycheck, it's not really a game. You have to make investments, and you might as well go with the proven winners. The stock market keeps going up, regardless of what happens in anybody's economy, regardless if China has a new $1.2 trillion trade deficit balance in their favor. Great. That means America has a bigger trade gap with China. Great. Our businesses are going to be laying off tons of people, but that still would not stop the stock market from reaching all-time record highs within the next 7 days by one of these stock market indexes. So therefore, that's why SPY, QQQ, the Vanguard groups, I like them. Just saying. All right. I was a member of TD at the time. EV Place, I was a member of TD as well. TD Ameritrade. Man, I loved TD Ameritrade at the time. They did get funky in the end, but there was a reason they got funky in the end because they actually merged with somebody because they got started acting stupid. I have to admit, I had to reassess my tether to them. I was like, hold on, man, you ain't holding my money. Not gonna happen. And a few weeks later, they're talking about, oh, we're merging with, I can't remember who they merged with. Was it Fidelity or Schwab? And they used to have a cold ass website that helped people set up their accounts easily, their own solo 401ks. It was outlined, and they had rules and would tell people and help them out. And then they merged in with this new company, and they're like, nah, we ain't going to help people like that. Have your business have their own 401k. Oh, it was just lovely what TD used to do. And then they merged with these other guys. Not the same, sadly. Mr. Light, he says, now I don't have money to buy more. More I am buying, more is going to. Hold on, Mr. Light. Hold on. What are you buying? Are you buying crypto? Because you should not be buying crypto. This is not the time to be buying crypto. This is only the time. Hold on a second. Let me go check something real quick. Let's go see what gold and silver prices are right now. What's happening? 85 is gold 80. I mean silver 85. Oh, why am I doing that? Let's go over here. Crypto. Okay. Gold, right? Right. Hold on. Let me go see, man. Futures, commodities. Let's go see. All right. Gold, silver. Those would be likelihoods. But again, you can't really go down. I mean, you go to the coin shops and get the gold and silver. Or are you going to use paper? Are you going to use SLV or S1? I mean, come on. So the only things that can go down right now is pretty much crypto, right? So you're buying crypto, is that it? So here we go. Gold is at 48.86. I don't know the current right now as we're talking. Silver was at 76, but I thought it went to 85. Copper's down to 5.7 instead of 5.9. So if that's what you mean, okay, they went down apparently a little bit today. If you know how to stock trade, you could have taken advantage of these numbers. Just like if it went back up to 85, you know what? It might have. Let's see what it is, man. Let me just go look real quick. Why don't we just go look? I can just pull it up. I'll just open up some. I'll open up MT4 real quick. All right. Okay. All right. Let's go. We'll talk about this in a second. The Wire. I'm so glad trouble don't last always, says The Wire. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And make sure everybody that's here smash that like button, give it a one piece so the YouTube gods, the Twitch gods, and every other gods know that we're in the house tonight. The Facebook too. Let them know. All right, let's go. Very happy to see you. Thank you for being in the house. New sub says Mystery Life. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. I greatly appreciate you being in the house as well, and appreciate a new sub in the house. That's right. I forget to mention, please subscribe to the channel and click the all notification bell. I mentioned that a few times at the intro, but nonetheless, it's nothing like mentioning it 2 hours in. Once again, I'm shorting Bitcoin from 100K. Congratulations. Angels, Nup, 7 believe in the 364. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. I want to hear how you're shorting it, though. Does that mean you're trading in the market? That's what I want to know. Let's hear it. I want to hear. Oh, man. Yeah, look right now. The silver, there was a drop off. It's down to 77. It dropped off. Oh, my God. From noon today, if you would have shorted it from 88, you went all the way down to 76. Actually, you could have exited 74. That was money to be made, ladies and gentlemen, in the silver market. Let's see what happened with gold. Gold, okay, it's at 48, 80, 88, 86 right now. So, 48.73 to 48.86 just in the last 20 minutes. It's rising. It's up 48.89 right now. So in the last 20 minutes, if I wasn't here, we would have been trading and there would have been an opportunity to do some damage and go from around 48.71 up to 48.90 right now and climbing. So that would have been 71, 30, 20, 20. Yeah, that would have been nice. Okay. So, oh, Bitcoin, let's go. Yeah, it's down to 71,000 right now. Oh, it's been going down ever since around 10 p.m. tonight, Eastern. It went from 386, 72,386 down to 71. 0. It just hit 70,009. Oh, yeah, it's dropping. Okay, so I don't know what you're in, but I love this. I'm shorting Bitcoin from 100 because it just hit 70. It's at 71 right now. You've got 30,000 below. That is big time moves, big time moves. But let me know how you're shorting it. Well, I know how you're shorting it. One way, because you could have hit the sell button, right? That's one way. Let me know what other way you're doing it. Please let everybody know. I got in at 67. I'm good. It had to go way lower. Uh, Silver? Nah, it's not. Hold on. Let me go look. You're it's a 77. You're still going to be good. I first of all, I I would be shocked if it went under 70. I think that's a reach. I really do because I think there's buyers like right now. There's nobody. People are they'll jump. Buyers will jump in at 70. I just don't see how it drops below 70. I don't even see how it's going to drop below. Really, if it gets below 75, it did 74. It looks like it went in between 73, 74, but under 70. I don't think so. If that happens, it's doing what it should do right now. It's been going sideways for the last 1 hour. So pretty much that's what I would expect because it's going to hit this level. And if it goes below there, people start buying. They're not, I don't see how people are going to sell at this level. 77? No. No, 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 no. It's not going to happen. At least that's my assessment. Bitcoin just went back up to 71. And I got a candle that makes it appear that it may continue to rise, but highly unlikely. And it rose 2 candles, 5-minute candles up. It went from 70 to 71.1 right now. So, I mean, it's still within 500, but, I should have bought some more at 70, 87. Should have done that. But it is what it is. We're on the live stream. It's all good. Make sure you guys, again, if some of you are out here trading and you're using crypto, you should have the Bancus card. Oh, by the way, tomorrow, Larry, why didn't you tell me? We got to talk about something real quick. We're going to go look, right? The Bancus card, ladies and gentlemen, you load, it's a MasterCard debit card. Okay. Some of you trade and you use crypto. You can download your crypto to the card. It's a MasterCard, has nobody's name on it, a true black card. You can't use it at the bank to get a cash advance. All right, just saying. So, but it's outside the United States, and whoever else has a Bancus card, you can transfer money to them internally. No fee internal transfers. The only thing is that's hefty, 4%. That is the fee when you transfer it in. 3% stays with the company, 1% because they pay commission, because people can actually get a 1% of whatever's uploaded time and time again for the referral. Just so I'm saying, it's from Mexico City. So just keep that in mind. All right. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Kathy Hughes Johnson, welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, smash the like button so the YouTube gods and all the social media guys know that we're in the house. Hi, sir, enjoying the show. Thank you so much. Now, we got to do something right now. We got to go check this out. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you are new here and don't understand the assignment, here's what you need to do. We've been a countdown for 3 years. The countdown ends December 31st, 2026. That's right. We started this in 2023 doing a 3-year countdown. Can you believe that? I know. Telling people what was going to happen 3 years ago, why you should have a bank account outside of the United States. So if some of you go travel to another country, you see if you can open a bank account outside of the United States jurisdiction. What do you need? Always keep on tap your this year or last year's IRS forms. You can save them on your computer. You need 6 months bank statements. Save them in a file, keep them on your computer. You need 2 forms of ID, so don't just come with your passport. You're going to need a driver's license or a state ID. Okay? You should have that with you, superstars. You're the wealthy ones. You're the superstars running around the world. You should open a bank account and have, or you can use an ATM, but usually $500 to $1,000 gets you a new bank account or less. Oftentimes, savings accounts are less. If you want a checking account with a debit card, they usually have a $300, $500 minimums. So you don't have any fees, right? Something along those lines. So that's how this all started. And then while you're over there, you might want to think about whether it's real estate or a business, just in case you need to move. And just in case you might need residency or something like that in general cases. Now, we were talking about Dominican Republic, just so you understand. 5, 6 years ago. And that's where we're going right now because Tamara Leris mentioned that she wanted to get some information about Jardines, which I'll get to her tomorrow. But the point is, they're 50 grand. I believe they're still 50 grand because there were less tourists that aren't interested in investing right now, because most of the tourists to the Dominican Republic are from the United States and Canada. 80% of US citizens are living paycheck to paycheck. 85% of Canadian citizens are living paycheck to paycheck. So with the property price increases in the DR, they started saying, well, maybe I shouldn't even go if it costs me $500-$600 round trip when I can fly for $500-$600 round trip to EU zone. I mean, come on. So what happens? Less people are buying, and Jardines 4 reduced their pre-construction prices 2 to 5 grand. Almost the same prices as Jardines 3. Now, I am going to put in March 13th through the 20th. And I'm going to put in 4 guests, 4 adults. So let's see what the search holds. That's Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. And I'm doing this for Tamara Larry to see if it makes sense, because we have a rule here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're going to buy a piece of property and you're going to rent it out like short-term rentals, You need to make sure that you can do 0.1% nightly rental rate. Not very hard to figure, right? So if you buy something for 50 grand, you better be able to rent that out for $50 per night without question, which is the case for Jardines because you can buy a one bedroom and it should be around, well, I'm guessing because I haven't pulled them up in a while, it should be around 56K. So it should be like $56 per night. So I am going to bring this on screen eventually, just not right now while I'm talking to you because I got to go pull this up because it takes a minute because the way they started effing around, because you zoom in and it starts opening up. Not everybody's seen anymore. You zoom in and it pops up some new things. All right, just so everybody understands. So if we're doing, let's just say $50 a night means $350 for the week. Some people be like, $350 for a week? My goodness. Okay. I need to get something off screen. Yes, it looks like the run back up. It's now at 70. Wait, nope. Sorry. Hold up, ladies and gentlemen. I was looking at Bitcoin. I thought that was actually NASDAQ. USD was going up. Bitcoin did not rise, as I was saying. I was looking at the two. I saw the 2-4. I wasn't even paying attention. It's at 70,000 again, 70,884, 86. So it's under 71, but it's at around 7. It's close to 71. All right. I got to get this off screen. There's a reason. We're going to add this on screen because you guys know how we do this. We want people to see. And thank you so much again, Kathy Hughes. I love that you're enjoying the show. I appreciate it. This is what we do here. Make sure you have your pen, pads, and papers ready because you never know what's going to happen. And also, I got to do something else as well. Jeez, I forgot. Did I put the Bancus app number? No. Yes. Did I? Yes. There you go. Download the app, ladies and gentlemen. The MasterCard is here. The Visa crypto debit card. You download the crypto to it. All right. And you can swipe it. You can go to the ATM machines. There is a 4% fee for the download. That's the only heavy lifting that is, I don't really like that, but it is what it is. And they give 1% to the person that referred you for life, which is cool. But here's the other feature that's major. Your family members need a Bancus card. All right. The reason I say that, if you're making money with crypto, you download it. It's outside of the United States jurisdiction. It is not regulated. Nobody knows about what you got going on. And you can transfer money, send money. You tell the persons, everybody has an email address. You send it via the email address in the app. No fees. So if somebody's anywhere else in the world, as long as they have that Bancus card or account, because there's a digital card online, but again, you know how that works. The digital card only works for online. But the point is, it works. People can pay online, then they can use that digital card without actually having the card, but you want them to have the card because if you send money to them, they can go down and use it within 1 minute. There is nobody in between, no fees. So if you send 1,000, they get 1,000. Send 500, they get 500. Send $50, they get $50. No fees. The only fee is when you load it, and it's 4%. Again, that's hefty because it starts being 10 grand. You know, it starts being like $400. But the fact of the matter is it worth it? I don't know. But for me, I don't mind because again, I don't like being hung up with by United States banks, entities knowing what I'm doing. It's that simple. All right, let's go. I'm going to go over here. Wait, I haven't. Oh, that's what was going on. I was sitting here talking and I'm sitting here trying to do 5 things at once. Okay, there's a Zoom call tomorrow at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. No, I do not run it. No, I don't have anything to do with the guys that promote it. One guy is like a president of Bancus, United States or whatever, but he's running it. His name is Al, I believe. But anyhow, go check it out yourself. Now, the links are in the chat room. Everybody that watches this in replay, it is what it is. Make sure you hit the comment section and then swipe left or right, and you'll see if you want the live chat, you got to tap on the first comment. The first comment, that's what it is. Okay, my 5 for real 276 credit cards maxed. I'm stressing. Okay, I'm glad you're here, man. You came to the right place. First things first, findhelp.org. That's the number one spot you go. You might find something there. You put in your zip code. You might find relief, such as rent relief, mortgage relief, all kind of things are there. Bus passes, subway passes, job training, whole bunch of slew of things are there that may help you out with that stressing. Now let's get you de-stressed, because what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you write this down. Tracy, TRACY .sharpe, SHARPE, at moneyladder.com. What does she do? You might have to give up something, but what she does is they actually help you reduce your debt. How do they do that? They call your debt holders, they renegotiate, you make payments on a schedule. That's right. And you don't owe them the full amount. In the chat room, I have the email address. You let her know you're from SSN Nation. Eric sent you. She's family. And you guys, she will read or help renegotiate. It takes 1 year to 2 years. After that time, they report you as good. So your credit score goes back up. And the stress is relieved because your payments could be reduced as well. And you're in good standing. And you're good. Your credit is up good again. Now, I'm glad you're here again, because Ally Bank went to where people are going to go, the underserved area. People with credit scores under 620. You know what? I should have a link for these guys. OLO or OYO, OLLO. I think it's MasterCard. They are down with people that have bad credit. And right now they have a promotion where, think about this stressfulness, 0% transferred in for 9 months. So you maxed out your card. Not only will they give you a card, they could actually give you a card, and let's just say it's $500 or $1,000. But what if you can transfer some of your card into a 0% for 9 months? That would help you, wouldn't it? Just saying. So, you know what? Let me do something real quick. I have what's on the screen on the right side of me is something else. Is Airbnb, because we're about to get into the cost where she wants to buy at, and so you guys will see if it meets the 0.1% criteria that we have. If you're going to buy real estate for short-term rental, you should be getting 0.1%. Why is that? Because all you need is roughly 50% occupancy, and you will get returns of about 10% or more, depending on how it goes. But you need tourists, though, is the key here. But we're about to show that in a second. So hopefully you can go check out the video. Tracy came, she worked with another company about 1.5 to 2 years ago. She went over what she did then. Same thing now. She loves helping people out of their misery. Okay, you don't need the stress. I'm giving you the 2 tools that can help you. Doesn't cost you anything to email. Doesn't cost you anything at findhelp.org, except sometimes. But the fact of the matter is they're nonprofit organizations that gets funding from the United States government or the state funding. So they're supposed to help you. Sometimes they charge a little fee, sometimes they don't. But it's up to you to see what fits and what can help you. So hopefully that won't stress you out. Now, regarding this OLO thing, you know what? I've been rocking with these dudes since they came out. I'm not even a fan. I mean, Ally Bank's okay, I guess. Let me see something. Let me go see something real quick. In case there's a referral situation, I need to start referring people. This is crazy. Oh, you cannot currently apply for OYO. Use your code in your mailer with respond to offer. Refer a friend. If you no, that's not. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can pull something up. Let me see if I can pull something up. Oh, go to. Hold on a second. Go to Credit Karma. There you go. Go to Credit Karma. All right. That's what it. Go to Credit Karma. Um, they came up, so that means it's in their queue. And then in Credit Karma, they're going to have something that says, yeah, go to Credit Karma. And they have something in there that has the OLO or, yeah, Credit Karma, OLO, Platinum MasterCard Review, a chance to build credit. It's in Credit Karma. So there you go. There you go. Okay. And the whole thing is we need your debt reduced. That was one of the criterias. Debt reduced. I needed to, you guys got to get it to 775. That's the idea by December 31st. It's possible, it's doable, but you got to stop using them cards. Okay. All right. Let's go. We're going to move to something else right now. We're going to go to real estate investing. All right. It's that simple. Here we go. Brian P says, I just emailed you. Okay. I'll check that out. The True Triller. He's saying, I am buying BTC till like August, not buying a falling knife. No good. I ain't buying BTC till like August. It's low, man. Oh, you think it's going to go lower? Is that what you're saying? You think it's going to go like it to 50,000? I don't know, man. It's already 50,000, 50 plus thousand below its high over the last year. It traditionally drops. Let's see, it goes from what was that 45 half. So it's not at half yet. So you could be right. It's not at 60 because traditionally it should be at 60. So we'll see what happens. But hey, everybody invest their own way. All right, here we go. Check this out. So this is Christopher, and we don't know how much that was. All right. Well, we kind of do. Christopher's were like 50 some thousand as well. So this is a good sign if these are Christopher's. I mean, these are great signs. This is Jardine's right here. This is Jardine's 3. This is 470 for 7 nights. So that's almost $70 a night. A 2-bedroom cost around 62 to 66,000 at one time for Jardine's 3. So that meets the criteria if they can get it. All right, so that's not bad. Let's see, what's this 513 3-bedroom? That's Christopher. Christopher's that's not going to work. Christopher's 3 bedrooms went up to 90 grand. 90 a night is not going to cut it. Sorry, here goes another 3-bedroom, 448. Is in this? No, that's the Christopher one, so that's not going to work. Hold on, let's see. Where are we at? That's another Christopher. Okay, we're across the street. Jardine's is across the street from Christopher, isn't it? Jonay. Yeah, it is across the street. So it's over here somewhere. Should be in this section. I think it's across the street. Okay, what is this Jardine? Yeah, this is Jardine's too, isn't it? Let me see. Yeah, that's Jardine's. 570, ladies and gentlemen. So it looks like they can get 60 some dollars a night, I guess. 7 times 6, 42. 7 times 7, 490. If they're getting the 570, that would be awesome. This is Jardine's 3, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So Here it is. This has got to be the area then. Let's just see if this is what this is. 621 is even better. Oh, that's Jardines as well. Let's see what this is. That's the 570 in the area. We can only tell by outside. I wish they would just say. Guess this is not Jardines. I can't tell. I'm not going to keep searching if they don't show me a picture soon. I don't go tourist attraction. Not working for me. Here goes another Jardines. 539, 2-bedroom, loft. 70 grand. At least. I don't know what they mean by loft, though. They're on the second level. Huh. Interesting. Okay. So this is the numbers are right so far. They're in the fives. This is March though. So we know what's going to happen. Here's Jardines again, 633, 5.0, Kana Soul House, gym, pool, barbecue, basketball courts in the backside over here. And you walk where the camera's facing, you walk directly behind. That takes you to the new mini mart. And they do have a reception area. They do have security gates. So it is a good deal. Look, 633 is good. Again, we don't know about the occupancy rate, right? But 633, if they're getting it for 7 nights, that's a win-win. So again, another winner. It doesn't show too many available either. Okay, this is Jardines 583, 3-bedroom, sixes, or almost 70 G's, 70 some G's, 77490. Yep, it's in the ballpark. In the ballpark. It's hanging in the ballpark. But again, what happens when it's low season, ladies and gentlemen, is the question. Here goes something. This looks like Jardines again. I can't really tell unless I see the outside, but I think this is it. This is Jardines. Yep. 463, 2-bedroom, 66 G's. Okay. 463 for the week. Man, they must be paying attention to the channel because they're all meeting the 1% criteria. That's crazy. Here goes another one. 2-bedroom, 1% criteria is met. 2-bedroom, that's Christopher. And Christopher's 2 bedrooms were 49, and then they screwed him and moved it up to 67, I think it was. So 7 times 6, 42. So it's pretty close too. Christopher. All right. So it's now the question is, can we get 50% occupancy? So let me know what you guys think. But there you go. We look at all type of investments here. But this is the one we were talking about before. The reason why is because Dominican Republic's in the Caribbean. The Caribbean means if your passports get shut off, that means you can get on a boat. You can get on, I don't mean like a cruise. I mean like a boat. You could say, hey, I need to go over there. And then you can hang out because you're going to have property over there. And then you can figure out whichever you need to do in 90 days, 60 days, whatever. Just remember, if you stay past 30 days, is it 30? I think it's 30. Stay past 30 days, then you owe a fee if you exit. That's if you exit by air. But if you don't have ID, gonna have to find one of them boats. Just saying. All right. But at least you can get around in your own property and you have a bank account over there. That's all I'm trying to say. All right. I'm going to do something else. A lot of people don't still know about air ROI. You want to know occupancy rates for real about short-term rentals, particularly on the platform of Airbnb. This, I got to remind everybody, just because Air ROI says this is the occupancy rate, this is based on Airbnb. This is not based on VRBO. It's not based on Evolve. It's not based on anybody else. Okay. It's only based on, oh my God. Let's see if we can get Punta Cana up. Yep. Punta Cana, Altagracia. That's the province. So now we're going to go look. All right. That is Dominican peso. Okay. So here's the deal. You see this? This is from last year, February. It's 35% over the last 12 months, ladies and gentlemen. That is in the Punta Cana, La Altagracia, across all of the properties. Okay. So we need to find out. Pueblo Bavaro is where these are. Okay, so we can zoom in and find some properties here. I hope. We'll see if it gives us something. We'll see if it gives us something on the screen that can help us out here so we can make sure this is a worthy investment, right? This is going to take a minute. It should populate for us. And yeah, this is okay. So it should be somewhere in here. Comes. Okay. Okay. Just for giggles and grins, why isn't this showing us yet? Come on now, let's go. All right. This is Central Park, 31%. That's downtown. Beachside, 35%. 18%. We don't know. Ooh, what's that? Okay, here we go. We're getting closer. Okay, 11%. You guys can see these occupancy rates. Oh, wait a minute. You probably can't see it. Hold on. Let's put this on screen a little higher. All right. Hopefully that helps you out a little better. You can see the occupancy rates plain and clear, right? Vista Cana, 3.7 for a 4-bedroom villa. That's not good. 10%, 15.6%, 3%, 25.2%. What's happening? How come this isn't populating? Oh, that's why. Okay. It usually shows the area where you're at. Okay, see Christopher, 15.3% here. All right. This is Christopher again, 13.2%. This is Jardines. You can tell by the buildings. That's 24.1%. Daily rate, $44. So again, now you have the real numbers on Airbnb, what you can expect pretty much. I can't tell what that is. That's way out. Oh, here goes 85%. Jardines 3 at $51 daily rate. How sweet is this, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to have to go look at this. That is a high rate. But let's go see what it is. It's a 1-bedroom. Why is this unit special where they can get 84% and they bought it at around 50? I would have to say 56 or thereabouts, 57. And this turns into a brilliant move. Even if they don't get the exact 0.1, the reason why is because the 0.1 is based on 50% occupancy for double digits. The fact that he can get 51 a night and has an occupancy rate of 85, look at his, well, I'll do it a different way because that's their estimated revenue. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to find out 51 nights. Okay. 84% occupancy. So we go 364 times 84.9%. How many nights is this? That's 309 nights. Wow. Then we go 309 times 51. That's incredible. That's 15 grand. Just take 50% off, divided by 2. So we're there. So you're at 78 and you divide that by 56,000. 14% return, ladies and gentlemen. You can always be below the 0.1% for each time you're over 50%. So this is going to work out for them. I like 14% return. I use 50%, which may not even be 50%. I mean, it could be just 30% or 25% or not even that at all, because if they don't even have a management and they're keeping most of the money, that changes the whole ball game, because now instead of 15 grand, maybe they're keeping 10 grand. So that changes everything. If you're doing 10 grand divided by your purchase price of 56K, that's 17.8%. I think I like that number. Why is this guy so special? What's so special? Crazy, crazy, crazy. And they're doing comparison. Okay, this is what airroi.com. Oh, there we go. It finally populated. Okay, here's the other thing. I can actually go. Oh, wait, we used to be able to go. We can't go anymore? Oh, wow, we can't go anymore. It does take you to the Airbnb website. Let's go see if they still do that. Okay, let's go look. Let's go see. All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you guys think out here. I think, oh, it doesn't. Here, this tab, it opened up a new window. So this is the beauty of Air ROI. Not only gives me the occupancy, but then I get to go look. This guy has an 85% occupancy rate. Why? How? What's so special? Let's go see. Let's go. What's so about this place? Is the place looking real nice, or what is happening here? Let's go. Okay, I'll do it this way. Okay, he has the windows blocked, but so far simple. I mean, nothing extraordinary, just nice. I won't get into what I feel about putting knickknacks on top of counters when people are visitors. This is not necessary. People like to put their keys, their wallets, their whatevers on top of these things. So I'm not a fan. But nonetheless, I don't see any. I mean, it's nicely furnished. I mean, I'm not a big fan of plants in the place either. But nonetheless, got a table up here that's nothing special. The coffee table is nothing special. It's not even a. I don't know what that is. Um, I'm not seeing anything extraordinary other than the price, maybe $360 for the week. That that would be pretty good. 7 times 51. That's 375 for a week. 400 for a week. That's pretty doggone good. Here's the one bedroom. Yeah, I don't see any. Well, I shouldn't say that. The bed is nicely done. That's not even a. Is that a king bed? That's not even a king bed, I don't think. Wow. 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 I think it's the 350 for the week. Okay, I don't know. I guess they name Jardines 3 named something Palmera section. I guess there's sections. Yeah, I'm not a. I mean, there's nothing overly crazy here. The price is good though. Uh, The the dining table is a joke. I mean, this is pretty basic. Ceiling fan. Yep, they have a C split. The fridge. I don't. There's nothing extra. Oh, washer and dryer helps. That's major. So it looks like 350 for the week is doable. And an 84% clip for this skirt. And you get to see it does look nice. I mean, there's nothing out of place. I mean, it looks clean, it looks nice. That's what you need to do. It looks refreshing, has light colors. So, yeah, this looks like a good option for a lot of people. Especially people will say, well, what do you mean 375 for the week? Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, it's nice and clean. I mean, there's nothing, you know, here goes the fitness room. Uh, that is the security gates off of the main road. You can see Christopher in the background. Here's the pool area. Here's a little kiddie thing, and on the other side of there is the basketball court. Oh, nice. Showers outside to wash off, rinse off. And let's see. They don't even show the basketball courts. Oh, the van. I forgot about this. This is one of the features. It takes people to the grocery store. So once you're here, they go to the grocery store. As far as I know, I don't think they go beyond that. And there's the basketball courts. You guys can see right there. There's a little kids' playground area. That should be over. They should have something over that, in my opinion. But here's the basketball court. It's there. And there it is. Quick mini mart. That is cool. They should always have it. That is cool. That is real cool. But yeah, the shuttle, it does not go to the airport. It only allegedly, well, not allegedly, it only goes to the grocery store, the set schedule. So you will need a car, or Uber will have to come get you. But either way, at least you can get food to your spot. And once you're there, you have all these amenities. So it's up to you what you want to do after that. But you can get in cheap. So there you go. Tamara Larry, it looks like, yes, it could be a winner with the appropriate numbers. I don't see a problem. Looks like it looks like that could potentially be a good area. They're doing gentrification, like I said. So if anybody's interested, you guys know where to find me. Support at stopstrugglingnow.com. Why? Because we have a business, SSN Lifestyle, SRL, in the Dominican Republic. I'm a broker, so therefore I can help you find something over there. Pre-construction means no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry, but you will need to put down 10% at least. They moved to 20, but now they're back down to 10. And then over the course of until they finish, like if you got Jardines 4, then I don't know the delivery date. I'll find out tomorrow. But delivery date could be 2 years from now. So you'll have 24 monthly payments based on 30 or 40% owed. So if you owed, uh, let's say you bought something for 56 grand, you're going to need to put down 5,600 for 10%. Then you're going to be paying, let's say 30%, which should be roughly 17. Well, okay, hold on. Why don't I just do it? This is for a 1 bedroom times 30%. The 30% is 16,800. And as an example, if it was 24 monthly payments, and then you're going to owe the other 60%. So divide that by 24, your payment's going to be $700 a month. That's if it's a 10/30 plan. It could be a 10/40. So that'd be 50%. So um, let's go 56,000 um, times 50%. So you got 28,000 divided by 24. If that's the case, I don't know if there's in the 2 years yet for Jardines 4, but that'd be $1,166 a month after you put down the 50%. Now you're going to have to figure out how you're going to pay the remaining 50%. So the banks are different there. So again, you might have to get a loan from the United States to pay for it, which I can't say don't do it because their loan rates 14, 13, 15% for a mortgage. Sure, they'll do the first year at 8.5%. After that, they have adjustable rates at 13, 14, 15%. Just so that's their standard, right? Now, that's rough when you could potentially have a HELOC or some other assets where you can actually get some money and your rate is 3.5, 4.5%. All right. So that's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry to get started. So there you go. If you want to get in on it, let me know. Support at stopstrugglingnow.com. It doesn't have to be Jardines. It could be something else. We're going to talk about this on another day. So hopefully I'll see you on Friday night for the Financial Friday Night live stream to see how this week has went for the last 2 days. And again, I love you guys very much. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your donations, the True Trill. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we always have to keep our eyes on the prizes. And those prizes are the same prizes that the wealthy want. You need to have assets as well. And you need to play the markets, not just stock market I'm referring to, the real estate game. You can play in that for a minute. You can play in the crypto game for a minute. You can play in the stock game. But either way, you have to play in those games because that's where the wealth is created. You can't let them guys suck it all up. You got to join in. Just remember, the top 10% of the wealthiest own 93% of the stock market. Why do you think the stock market will not crash officially? It'll crash to get out the weak hands, but all they do is buy it up when it's low, and then they just keep holding. No problem. They know it's going to go back up. The problem is they know, but the majority of people do not. So they bail. So just keep this in mind. The AI market is always going to be the next boom factor because they're basically on top of each other. So I'll give you an example. NVIDIA has chips. NVIDIA sells to one company. That one company says, oh, we bought X amount of chips for our business. That business gets kudos because they're going to do AI. NVIDIA is doing AI. So now they just keep, another company says, oh, I'm going to buy GPUs from NVIDIA because we're going to do AI. So now NVIDIA's numbers go up. People value each of these companies at a higher value because they're doing AI. When in fact, nobody's looking at the numbers like, what's the revenue? And then you find out there's no revenue. OpenAI is burning through money, losing like $5 billion last year. They don't have revenues coming in to offset this stuff. So, but the AI market's still moving. The stock market, that is. And there's fallout if there's something that comes up, like we didn't meet our expectations for revenue. Then the stocks drop, like what happened on a few stocks this past week. But you got to be in the game, and there's different ways you can be in the games, ladies and gentlemen. That's how simple it is. So anyhow, I'll see you guys on Friday night. Thank you, everybody, for being here, and make sure on the way out, just what I asked, smash that like button so the social media gods know that people are watching. And again, no matter, make sure the True Trill says 100. And no matter what happens, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.